Hello, my dears. How are you? You're surviving after the Memorial Day weekend? Well, I am too. This is Resilient Lives checking in on you to see how everything is going. You know, times are moving so quickly. So we need to press the pause button and just consider where we are right now, today. I am trusting that you are flourishing and thriving. I know that the various states are starting phase 3. And what that means is they're starting to reopening of the businesses and various places. So I thought we would just look at that for a moment. But first, I want you to know that you are loved, and we are trusting that after all this time that you are doing well. You know, this whole pandemic started with the phase 1, which was the start of this coronavirus. And it started up so quickly, and ideally, if we could have kept it in stage 1, that would have been wonderful. But no, then it went to phase 2, where all of the community transmissions were happening and people were starting to catch the disease. And so then we were asked to shelter in. And that's where we've been for quite a while, months, months. And we've learned some different ways that we have been experimenting, ways to do my hair, ways to cook. I've even learned how to start an herb garden, just to do things as an original, doing things in a novel way. So we've done a lot of learning during the stage 2 while we were waiting for the curve to flatten, which meant that there would be less disease activity so that we could get to phase 3. Now, there are some anxieties about phase 3. People are anxious about re-entering this new world. I know I was anxious, and today I was forced, not because I wanted to, but I had to go to an orthodontist. I had a bad toothache, and I didn't know how that was going to work. Most of the time during the phase 2, none of the medical facilities were doing any type of thing. But now they were like, well, come on in. And if I hadn't been in so much discomfort, I would have been one of the anxious ones, but I wanted some relief. So we're anxious about how this phase 3 is going to go. Well, I went. I had plenty of plastic gloves and spray and all of this, and it went okay. But there is an uneasiness, and so we do want to remember as we're going into this phase 3, there's a lot of issues that we have to consider. And I'm sure that you've been thinking about how you want to enter it yourself. You know, you have to do what's comfortable to you. Everything that other people might want you to do, it might be comfortable to them, but you have to stay in your lane. That's what I say. You have to do those things that are comfortable to you and not force yourself to do anything as we enter phase 3, that would be uncomfortable. You might have neighbors that get kind of angry, or if you don't do something. And I don't know about kids and play dates and all those things, but these are things that will happen gradually. So stay in your lane, do what's comfortable for you, and remember that, this is Resilient Lives, but the whole purpose of what we've been doing to thrive is so that we each will have a resilient life, that we will have learned the tools of what is necessary to get us through our life, step by step, moment by moment, even if we have to take a relaxation breath, even if we have to learn how to do things novel. I think these are things that are going to take us into the new norm. So we have learned a lot. And our goal now is to practice, what we've learned. And we've been practicing. I mean, we've been having tea. We've been doing some enjoyable things, which is kind of difficult because we're trying to balance the loss and trying to be content in whatever state we're in. We're trying to have the tools that are going to help us to have the passion to live a well-meaning life. We've done some learning and some training. So now we have to practice, learn, train, and practice. We've been training ourselves. I mean, I have washed my hands so many times, and I have so many different types of lavender washes for my hands, for my car, for everything I touch. We've learned the protocols, but most of all, we've learned about the mind control, not to let our attention slide. And so today, I just want you to remember, as we prepare to go into phase 3, that we are going to stay in our lanes, we're going to continue to thrive and flourish. So I just want you to remember to all that you have learned. You have been training. You've been training Zoom and virtual hugs and reaching out to interact with one another. Remember, we have to stay connected. That is our healthy factor. Together, there's the healing power of togetherness, I think we talked about. And so we want to remember all those things that we have been doing, so that we will come out of this having practiced and trained and all those things, because this actually, even as we come out, it won't be over. But the good news is we would have been on this journey together. We would have been on this virtual journey for a long time. And we know that we have someone in our corner that cares for us. So I want you to have a good evening. Know that you're loved. And we will continue beaming love to you and a hug. And just remember, what you've learned and what you've been training. Now you've got to practice and put in action all these things that you have learned on your own, all of these ways that you have created the new you that will go out into the new world. Have a good day. Till next time. Bye-bye.